We are in our little herb garden here. It's the end of August and I'm harvesting basil and oregano so I can have basil and oregano in the wintertime. It is awesome having basil and oregano in the summer. We make a lot of pasta with it, pizza. It goes on a lot of dishes. But in a few weeks, the basil's gonna die, the oregano's gonna die, so I'm going to dehydrate it in my oven. I had plans to get a food dehydrator this spring. That did not happen. I spent a lot of money on bees, but it is easy to do small amounts of herbs in your oven. So it's really simple. You just need a pair of scissors, a bowl to collect. Of course, you need your basil and oregano. You need an oven, a cookie pan, and you need parchment paper. So I am gonna go ahead and cut my oregano just like this. I'm cutting the woody stems and all. I'm gonna place those in a bowl. And for the basil, I am also going to cut most of the stems. The oregano will come back next year. The basil, it does flower and sometimes it will come back, but really the basil I'm gonna have to plant next year from seed. So for right now, I'm going to harvest the whole plant, but I'm gonna go inside. I'm going to take all of the oregano leaves off. You don't want to dehydrate the woody stem. Nobody wants to eat that. And with the basil, I'm probably gonna tear up into a couple chunks. I'll rinse it real quick. Then I'm going to put it on parchment paper that's on a cookie sheet. And then this is real important. You want to set your oven to its lowest setting. I think most ovens, that's about 170 degrees. And then you want to let it bake for 2 to 4 hours. So that's a big wide range, 2 to 4 hours. I would do it for 2 hours, check on it, and then make a decision if you need to bake it longer so it can dehydrate. The reason why is that it just depends on your plant. If it has a lot of water content, then it's going to take longer. If it's been a dry season, your basil and oregano may be kind of dry already. So I'm going to cut this. I'm going to take it inside and we're going to put it in. It's been a few hours. I put my basil and my oregano at 170 for 2 hours, and then I just turned it off, and I probably let it sit in there another 45 minutes with the oven off so it was cooling. So you know, it was still a decent temperature. So probably almost 3 hours my basil and oregano was dehydrating. So let's go ahead and take a look at what it looks like now. So the final step, or about the final step, is hopefully you have some old spice jars. This is actually an old oregano jar, and this one had bay leaves in it. But I am going to crush my leaves up inside the parchment paper. So I'm going to kind of, I guess, use that as a wrapping to kind of scrunch it up and crumble it up. Then I'm going to put it in these bottles. Now this is only my first batch, so I'm probably not going to fill up these bottles, but let's go ahead and see how much oregano and basil I have for my first batch. Well, it's not that much oregano, a good amount of basil, and again, this is my first batch. I'm going to be doing this the next couple days. I have a lot of oregano, not a lot of basil this year, but a lot of oregano. So hopefully I'll be able to fill this jar up by the end of the week. I'm going to keep doing this. And just one more step on the journey to being as self-sufficient as possible. I don't have to buy oregano anymore. Don't got to buy basil anymore. So that's just a great step to keep on going. Until next time, keep on homesteading.